So Christie Sides is like, look. We know what Christie Sides is. She's just bad. She's just not very good at her job. Like, I feel a bit sorry for her because apparently 2 years ago she did not want to take the job and Lynn Dunn begged her. At this stage, like, look, she's just bad at her job. She's just real bad at her job. Lynn Dunn is the real one at major fault. She's just not very. Sides just terrible though. Before we get on to things, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 20.1k by the end of the day, and right now we are 29 subscribers off. So, Christie Sides. After the game, she was asked about the play call, I think. Is this the play call question? What she said about passing or about running the play? Oh no, sorry. This is just the starting lineup change. I don't know why I thought I was like, she definitely didn't say anything about the play. But you see here, I don't think it impacted the whole game. The starting lineup change. I agree and disagree, but it's just dumb. It doesn't matter if it changed the whole game. It's dumb.
Start the second half, and I'm curious what you thought of the starting lineup change and how it impacted the whole game.
Yeah, I don't think it impacted the whole game. That was a coach's decision, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, there goes my next question. I was going to ask you what the thinking was behind making that change. You're not going to answer.
That was just a coach's decision, and that's where we're gonna leave it.
All right.
Like, that is the worst thing you can say. Like, if there was any logic, you would say it. If there was any logic, you would say it. Like, look, all you had to do was say this. All you genuinely had to do was say this. And this would have been accepted. This would have been accepted. And it was like, we wanted to start Lexi after how well she finished the game against the New York Liberty. And Caitlin and Katie Lou have been working really well running the fast break, and we wanted to make a fast start. Unfortunately, it didn't work, so we brought in Nalyssa early in the game to go back to what we were doing. That's fine. That's fine, because that is the only logic to it. Like, if you are a coach, not just it was a coaching decision. It was a coaching decision to make the change. The only way I could see her saying that is if people have suggested weird conspiracy theories that it was not something basketball. It was not basketball related. That Nalyssa Smith being put to the bench was not basketball related. Like, I'm not going to say that's going to be the case. But again, people want to start up drama for any reason. People want to start up drama for any reason. So I don't think it's that. I genuinely think it is just a case where, look, if you know anything about, if you've seen from what Nalyssa Smith's mom has been saying on Facebook, from what the tweets Nalyssa Smith's liking, Nalyssa Smith and Christie Sides do not get on. They do not get along. Like, Nalyssa Smith, back when likes were public, was constantly liking anti-Christie Sides tweets. Public, when people could see them. Nalyssa Smith's mom, had said, once Tammy had started playing well, and Caitlin was there, that she didn't see a spot for Nalyssa in the team anymore. And this is a player who averaged, 15 and 9? And look, I think Nalyssa Smith's the worst defensive player I've ever seen. She's the best rebounder on the team. She's the best rebounder on the team. So there's clearly a spot for her. Look, she's the only power forward. Like, I don't know what Katie Lou is. Katie Lou, look, you can tell Katie Lou again, up there, in the head, in the brain, the way she plays, the way she's reading the game, you can tell she's trying to do the right thing. She just can't do it. This is just like Erica Wheeler. Katie Lou's better than Erica Wheeler because she has a little bit more size. She has a little bit more size. So, I will say that, I'm not going to go out there and say that she's as bad as Erica Wheeler. I think Katie Lou's a good bench player, but not someone that, they're paying her near max contract. To be fair, they're paying Wheeler a max contract as well. But the Katie Lou signing over Victoria Vivians, when Vivians is a better fit for what they need right now, as much as Katie Lou's better, she would have been cheaper and you could have got somebody else. Either way, it just didn't make sense at the time. But even, the lineup is working. The lineup with Katie Lou wasn't even that bad. But Nalyssa Smith was, she has been one of the better players. She can't play defense. This was not a game where Nalyssa Smith needed to play defense. She needed to rebound. Look, Nalyssa Smith can guard Dolson. Because she doesn't, Dolson's not someone who's going to back her down. Dolson's a shooter, a good passer. If Dolson was going to get the better of her, Dolson was definitely going to get better at Katie Lou. This was ironically one of the games where you saw Nalyssa Smith yesterday. She was really good. She was really good, and she was good against the Liberty too. So, it made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. but she can't even give an actual reason. She can't even just be a coach. And sometimes, you know what? Like, sometimes as a coach, you can make a wrong decision. You can make, and she obviously did. She obviously made a complete mess up decision. Like, I think you either start Katie Lou or Lexi. I think you probably start Lexi, but you start one of the two. You do not. And if you're going to not start Nalyssa Smith, you wait for it to be a game where Temi's available and start Temi. If Temi was there and that starting lineup was Temi in instead of Nalyssa Smith, okay. Like, that's all I can say. That is completely fine. But at the same time, there's nobody else. There is nobody else that should be starting a power forward over Nalyssa Smith. We've also seen how much, like, she can give you 20 in a, or not 20, she can give you 16, 18 in a game. She's not, other than the one game, she was just horrendous from the line. And look, if she's not playing well, play her the same minutes. You played her, 25 minutes yesterday? Start her and play her 25 minutes. Don't just drop her from the starting lineup for no reason. For absolutely no reason. Like, Katie Lou playing 32 minutes makes no sense right now. But again, it's not even the decisions that she's making. It's not even the constant decisions that she's making. It's the fact that every time they lose, she's throwing her team under the bus. Every time she makes a bad decision, she'll throw someone under the bus or answering a question in a way where it looks like she's trying to throw somebody under the bus. There's no accountability. She's terrible. She's just terrible at her job. She's terrible at her job. And obviously, look, I don't envy the pressure that she must be under. She probably thought, even though she didn't want the job, I'm taking the Indiana fever. This franchise has been completely incompetent for the last 10 years. There is no expectation to win in Indiana. If we win 15 games, let's say I get a 4-year contract. If in any of those 4 years we win 15 games, 15 out of 40, I'm seen as the savior. If we even win 15 games, if we finish as the 8th seed and make the playoffs, that is the greatest thing that's happened for the last 10 years for the franchise. And then she got Caitlin Clark dumped on her. She's not a good enough coach to know how to use Caitlin Clark. And then it seems like the team looked better when they were going against what she was saying. And then she just decided to double and triple down and try to coach a style of basketball she doesn't know enough about to coach. And she's out of her depth. That's fine. That's fine. And look, there are so many things that you can say in one of these post-game interviews to not have people scrutinize every single word. Especially with the starting lineup. You can genuinely just say, we wanted to make a fast start, so I brought out a team that I thought was going to run up and down, and we didn't make the start I would have liked, so we made the change. We made a change to bring Nalyssa back into the lineup. And just, if she was talking about the game, she can be like, some of our communication wasn't the best on defense, we can work on that in practice, but credit to Washington, they hit the cutters every time. Ariel Atkins hit some really tough shots, and like Dolson shot the lights out. So you got to give credit to Washington. They played a really good game. Like, answering questions like that, and not just every time she's being questioned in any way, she feels slighted in any way about her coaching. She throws the team under the bus. She refuses to answer questions. She's just terrible. And look, again, even after a win or lose, she's terrible. This team, like the Fever fans, if you look, there's an entire thread on Reddit of Fever fans wanting her fired last year. People have wanted her fired from the dawn, since she was hired for the game. Genuinely, people wanted her fired since she was hired. She's not she's not qualified. Anyone can hire anyone. Like, she should not be the coach. And you know what? Lynn Dunn, you're more responsible than she is.